We were both just babies. I was 17.
After decades of marriage, it's only natural that a husband and wife,
there's my beautiful wife,
will settle into defined roles. Lois is the jokester.
Here's the one where you was trying to show me your muscles.
Clyde is the fixer.
Going in, tearing something out, fixing it, standing back and looking and saying, boy, that really looks a lot better. That's just my thing.
But when Clyde got sick with pancreatitis,
I almost lost my life partner.
he was the one in need of fixing.
Yes. The love of my life. I almost lost him. And I can't imagine it. Very emotional, yes.
She says she almost lost Clyde after a home health nurse cared for him.
It was just a nightmare after that lady left my home.
Lois says the woman who came to care for her husband,
Do you remember that face?
That is her, yes.
is identified as Misty Dawn Bacon, the same woman the Jefferson City Police Department says it's investigating for allegedly posing as a nurse. Lois says Bacon showed up at the house to give Clyde insulin through his food bag.
I remember the nurse coming in, putting the food bag on me and getting me situated and her leaving. And then I remember getting tired and then I sort of went out.
He was drooling, he couldn't hold his head up, he couldn't sit up or nothing.
Clyde was taken to the now closed Lakeway Regional Hospital back in 2013. Hospital records from that visit show he was admitted because of an overuse of insulin.
An East Tennessee nurse says lives were in danger when a woman stole her nursing license number.
But Lois says she didn't put two and two together until she watched our exclusive coverage this year.
She says that woman used the stolen number to get a job as a home health nurse where she cared for patients illegally.
She came in here pretending to be something she wasn't. It was as dangerous as me pretending to be a brain surgeon and going in and doing surgery. And I'm going to kill that person when I do because I have no clue of what I'm doing. And that was her.
Lieutenant Eric Thomas with the Jefferson City Police Department says several others were fooled as well. In fact, he says in Jefferson City alone, 4 businesses all hired her. He says one of them was this home health care company called Amedisys.
Clyde and Lois never contacted the police, but Amedisys did. This report, filed with Jefferson City Police by an office manager at Amedisys, sparked an investigation by detectives. It alleges that Bacon provided a false birth certificate and a nursing license number belonging to someone else to get the job at Amedisys. Several months after making the report,
Dear Mrs. Rimmer,
Amedisys then went one step further, warning patients with this letter to people like Thomas Rimmer's mother.
when we got the letter, it shocked us very well. Well, I mean, it shocked us bad.
The letter explained that it fired Misty Dawn Bacon because she, quote, lied about her identity and did not have a nursing license.
I was like, oh no, she took care of my mom, and messing with the meds, it could be harmful to her health.
In its report filed with Jefferson City Police, Amedisys alleged Bacon engaged in fraud and identity theft, painting a picture of an elaborate lie, built on this woman's truth.
I received a call from an agent with the TBI. They wanted to let me know that my nursing license had been utilized by someone else.
Misty Dawn Vanette is a licensed nurse. Jefferson City Police say Bacon used Vanette's license number to work at Amedisys.
It is truly terrifying to me, and I would hate to think what she's done and what decisions she's made without having that license. She could have potentially killed someone.
Lieutenant Thomas says Bacon likely plucked Vanette's license number from this public state database. It lists the name and license number of every healthcare provider in the state of Tennessee, and it took me just 6 seconds to find Misty Vanette's information online.
State officials say the database is there so that you can research providers and see complaints that have been filed against them before making appointments. But Vanette says it left her vulnerable.
All of our personal information is accessible online with that number. It may just be a license number, but it's a license number.
Lieutenant Thomas says that this case reaches far beyond Jefferson City. He says in January of this year, he teamed up with the TBI and determined that Bacon had pulled the same stunt in so many other jurisdictions, it was best to ask the U.S. Attorney's Office to open one unified case.
The TBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office will not confirm if they have an open investigation, and criminal charges have not been filed against Bacon. We couldn't find any record of civil charges filed against her either. So, what does she say about the accusations?
Hello?
This is Amanda. We're hoping that we can get your side before it airs.
The only thing I want to say is 99% of the stuff that you all are hearing is not true. That is all I want to say.
What exactly does Misty Dawn Bacon dispute? We showed up at her home hoping to find out.
We've got a home health care company that says you lied about being a nurse. Is that true?
She don't have any comments, like I said before.
Misty didn't answer. Instead, she walked inside the home and shut the door.
It's very scary.
So you hear about a situation like this, and as a doctor, your mind goes where?
Senator Richard Briggs is a medical doctor and also represents parts of Knox County.
Well, first of all, this is one of the most egregious cases that I've heard about.
So how does this happen? Well, the state does not require fingerprint verification in order for a healthcare provider to get a job. So Senator Briggs says the only answer is lawsuits. He says that'll force companies to change their background check policies. But Clyde isn't the suing type.
Sure, I could have probably sued and got lawyers and went through all this and, I don't know, maybe got a few dollars.
Instead, the fixer at heart and his wife prefer to sound the alarm using the one tool they have, their voices.
I just hope this will help someone, I really do. Ever who she was around, maybe they'll see it and maybe it'll give them courage to step forward with it.
Like, what happened? It's like a ghost town. It's just sad to see such a campus with the history be in this state. Yeah, all the buildings need to be torn down. We need to start from scratch. Oh, wow. It's pretty bad. Why would they let this campus get like this?
Time has a way of taking its toll, a way of making strong bones weaker than they once were.
And you know what? To see buildings like that makes me feel like sad. This college campus needs a lot of perseverance.
That's what got Knoxville College this far. But after nearly 145 years, can perseverance take it any further? The first crack in the foundation came when the historically black college lost its accreditation. Then enrollment dropped, buildings were boarded up, and classes were finally suspended. Then in 2019, Knoxville College reopened with online courses. All was silent until a recent Saturday morning. If you listened close enough, you could hear life returning to these halls.
I guess I need to walk that way, huh?
Perfect.
And you could see an architect
I'm coming.
helping to build the school's future.
Here I come.
You will go in the records as the graduate who opened a new era in the history of KC.
The graduating class of 2019 wasn't big at all. In fact, Keisha Ruiz was the only graduate.
I'm the only graduate.
Just her.
Oh, then I'm the only one.
No one else.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm the only graduate, so today's my day, yes.
All eyes on the one student who wanted to be a part of something when the school finally reopened.
And I was like, oh, well, this is the start of something.
I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts. You may now grasp your tassel and move it from the right side to the left side as a symbol of your academic achievement.
Slide to your left, please. Everyone look this way for me, please. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
This is one of my little legacies. I was the first graduate in 4 years since the college reopened to graduate, so I'll always have that for myself.
Knoxville College now credits Keisha for drawing dozens of new and hopeful students to the school, and officials expect to add another graduate this spring.
At least they did achieve something when they tried to reopen, that they did have the one graduating senior, which would be me. So they accomplished something with this 50-year-old woman over here. Yes, they got the one out.
As Keisha hits 50 and Knoxville College embarks on another year,
You just keep growing.
she says both are learning something about age.
Never too old to grow. Yeah.
Graduation chords, second grade memories.
Picking up and saying goodbye is never easy.
So my husband got a new job in Chicago.
The move from Knoxville means putting away life's milestones
Dear Santa, today's Christmas.
and leaving behind friendships. As Tamara Clower waits for crews to move each box,
Dear Tamara,
someone else is moving her heart.
you're gonna make me cry that you are moving away. My life is better for knowing you and counting you as a dear friend.
A woman named M wrote this letter.
She's just become part of my heart.
Front door open.
And both women found each other through the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking.
I liked her instantly.
Tamara, a volunteer. M, a woman in need of help.
It seems like I've known you for a long time. That's a good thing, since the longest I've known pretty much anybody anymore now is 4 years, the anniversary of our rescue.
M escaped a lifetime of trafficking, sold for sex by her own family.
You can't wrap your head around it. You can't even imagine what would lead someone to do that. But it's, I guess I feel like it's just pure evil. When you think of a survivor, you think of someone who's young. She's a mom. She's older than me. She has a son who's, a freshman in high school. She has an older daughter. That this is not some kid. And I think that is often really surprising, that it's not just, a 14 or 15-year-old girl.
Also surprising, it's not just Knoxville's system of interstates that are feeding the problem. It's family members, fueled by drug addiction, selling children for sex straight from their East Tennessee homes.
It happened to grandma, it happened to mom, and it's happening to the daughter, or it happened to dad and it's happening to the son, because that's how families got by. That's how they survived.
And the coalition's Kate Trudell says it's happening far more than most of East Tennessee realizes.
Our state really needs to digest the reality that trafficking does happen. We are seeing more referrals year to year than ever before, and I think certainly that's because there's more trafficking than there ever has been.
The coalition serves 30 to 40 clients every single month, many of them living in this safe house. It's been called on to help children as young as toddlers, and here, every story is one that sticks.
A teenager couldn't understand that I didn't want anything from them. They were so used to relationships being a transaction, they just could not comprehend that that wasn't our role. We were simply there to support them and to make sure they were okay. I just remember the number of times she asked, well, what do I have to do in return?
Because of the coalition and because of Tamara, M doesn't ask that question anymore.
My life is better for knowing you and counting you as a dear friend. Oh, that I had wings of a dove, I could fly away and be free. You are one of my angels I found in East Tennessee. Wisdom, for she is more precious than rubies and fine gold. With love, M. Oh, I do love them. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would do anything for them. I think they know that too. I hope they know that.
Tamara continues to box up her life and move. but this is a friendship she'll never pack away.